gamers? We're at Game 2 of 51st State versus Harry Potter and the Glitzy Gobblers upper bracket semifinal. I'm
Couldn't
Wait, are
joined
you
have,
by
sure it's upper bracket?
maybe.
couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm joined by my two excellent co-casters. I'm the star of the show. We got Redolith, also known as Anthony, and then we got Granola, also known as Teasy.
I went off this ride.
You better not
Alright,
be
so
like this
game
for
one-
game 3 if there's a game 3.
Game 1 was a little bit rough for the Glizzy Gobblers. We had a cohesive draft from 51st State, high tempo play, Spiritbreaker Prophet, able to add their numbers, add their bodies, throw their weight around for ganks all around the map. We're going to see how things change, and maybe they don't change that much because we have another first phase Spiritbreaker. I will note that we were a little bit, our interest was piqued by the first pick Spiritbreaker game 1. Now it seems to make a little more sense, but it does go back to it being something that Anthony pointed out seems to, show that they're looking for a proactive, fast-paced game plan, and that's exactly what they seem to be looking for second time around. Deuce is banned again. Willow's banned again. Willow, I don't know specifically if there's like
It's a comfort hero from the
high
snow.
comfort hero. Okay.
Yeah.
In addition to that, it's also just really great against the Spiritbreaker, and so they get extra value out of banning
Oh,
it.
they picked the Furion.
Probably don't want to deal with that again.
Why not just ban it then? Let the Abaddon through or something. Abaddon's not very good right now.
Because
Right?
they want the profit.
I find it surprising that after a loss like that, they just go with the exact same bans as they did for the first game on Harry Potter's team.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they
know-
adapt their draft in response, because
I
I
don't know-
imagine that Harry Potter is going to try and, counteract what they're going to expect, which is probably going to be like the same kind of play style that 51st State.
Yeah.
They seem like a very aggressive, in-your-face, win lanes, win game kind of team. So let's see what they
Do we
bring
have
up to
any
counter that.
idea, on the side of 51st State, do we have any idea if their prospective Invoker player is mid or support?
Mid.
Okay. Have they ever picked it mid in first phase?
No.
Because I'm wondering if that was a little missed opportunity to maybe ban something else you might actually expect to see first phase.
I would have
Wow.
not banned the Abaddon. I would have left the Invoker towards second ban, maybe. Maybe banned the Furion. Maybe banned Wolf Colla's Visage.
I think the Abaddon is fine because people who pick it are happy to pick it first phase. Invoker is a little bit different, unless you like have a support
Fair.
or it's a flex.
Invoker is another global hero, so they may just want to
Sure,
get it out of the pool.
I'm purely commenting on like sequencing in the draft.
Yeah,
It makes sense to ban it if you don't want to play against it, but I was just commenting on when it was banned. So
we have a bit of
we have
change
a
up.
little more flexibility from Glizzy Gobblers so far with the Prophet Lich. Prophet can just like do almost anything, can build almost anything, gives you a lot of flexibility. Lich is a little more, clearly defined, but it's just like a generically good support. It helps you hold on to towers. That can be a critical element of surviving the onslaught of a high tempo draft like 51st State is likely to want to recreate with the Spiritbreaker. It's also great for just like punishing people who dive your towers with, taunting them with your pull, slowing them, cross shield on whoever you got to save, and TP in to help. And then what's the name of the ult? Everyone knows what it is, but
Chain
that's
Frost?
huge for Frostblast.
No, Chain Frost.
Chain Frost. That's it. Thank you. Super huge when you're dealing with a big rotation gank happening. Lots of people in your lane can be super valuable. Again, we're seeing 51st State iterate on the global strategy. They don't get Prophet. Instead, they go for Zeus. Do we know if this is a support for them? Or
I believe it's going to be a 5 Zeus.
a 5? All right. I think that makes the most sense.
Last patch it was a pretty common 5. I have not seen it played that much in this patch though.
Earth Spirit. More high tempo.
High tempo early game, lane winning
Presumably
heroes
middle.
on 51st.
It's got a little bit of added equity because all of your spells are going to break down the trees from Sprout. Additionally, you don't need vision on the Prophet, so he can't just Sprout TP and then, like, your Avenge or whoever else needs vision to cast their CC. So that's nice. It's also a lot of, yeah, I like this pick from 51st State.
Some pretty good counter initiation supports coming out from Harry Potter and the Glizzy Gobblers. Venge able to obviously save a target with a swap. Lich with the shield and the Chain Frost can just punish any kind of diving in heroes, which 51st State do have with the Earth Spirit and the Spirit Breaker. It's going to be interesting to see where they pick even more kind of like melee jump in heroes in response to this Lich.
Out of Dire's final pick, I want their offlaner to be like a big team fight ability that really like wraps up this composition, because right now it's got like plenty of good ingredients, but I feel like it's not tied up nice and neat. Something like, not necessarily these heroes specifically, but heroes that fulfill similar roles, like a Pangolier or a Mars or an Axe or a Slardar or things like that, that really just like set things up, can deny areas of a fight, things of that nature. Right now I feel like that's what Glizzy Gobblers need. You've got individual CC, you've got individual pickoff potential, and that's all good. But I'm worried that their team fight may be there's not like a unifying element to it currently, and I would like to see something of that nature.
Compared to last game, though, they are pretty low cooldown.
Yes, that's true.
Tiny getting picked up by 51st State. Just a pretty strong hero. Another high tempo hero. Wins lanes, can just run around and burst heroes with like his 1000 damage nuke.
I think it's a mid-tiny 3 Earth Spirit.
Could be.
It is. Wolf Cola plays a lot of Earth Spirit.
Mid-tiny is appealing here because you have 3 squishy heroes so far on the side of Glizzy Gobblers. Prophet, Lich, Venge will all be burstable, most likely, for a while, if you can keep up the pace. And Ursa, it depends, but he might even be on the table on occasion. It's going to be a tough game for the supports on the side of Dire. You got a lot you're facing down against when it comes to people wanting to run on top of you and just take you out. Again, I think that's like, they're going to need that frontliner in their pause 3 that can really, you know, secure some territory in team fights and keep them from getting just absolutely destroyed. And then we don't see the carry on 51st State. Agreed? That's what we still need to find?
Yeah, I think so. They could flex the Tiny as well.
That's true. I think I like the prospect of mid-Tiny and then getting a more traditional carry, and that also lets Tiny just go first item blink and play really active.
They picked the Wraith King last game. It's still in the pool if they want to go it. Wraith King is a very strong hero right now, very meta, very high win rate.
Right now, I think 51st State needs to think about a carry who can push towers without having to put themselves too much at risk. Something like Sniper or Drow or things of that nature. It's a little bit influenced, certainly, by there being Avenge and having the swap threat and all that stuff. But I think that's what they need to be looking for in this last
Wraith
pick.
King does do that, though, with the Bone Guard.
Other people do it better, but Wraith King does it.
Wraith King doesn't
That's
even need to
fine.
be in the lane to push towers. You can just shove it with skeletons. How do you like the Wraith King versus Ursa matchup?
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
It's not quite my area of expertise, so I'm hesitant to make any sweeping statements.
Well, Death is one of the...
top lanes for the.
I would assume that it's pretty Wraith King favored.
Well, I'd say just the fact that Wraith King is the current meta hero, plus the fact that Fury Swipes is dispellable by death. I'd say it gives Wraith King a lot of durability that other carries would not have versus the Ursa.
What do you want to see from Dire here for the heroes?
I could see a Primal Beast. If you're thinking about like tanky CCers, Axe wasn't a good pick until the Wraith King showed up, but if this is a Bone Guard Wraith King, Axe is pretty decent.
I'm not sure what they're supposed to pick here.
You could see a Centaur. give him a little bit of movement in team fights, try and dodge some of his abilities.
It'd be
Part
a
of what's
mid-hero.
tough, there's there's a lot of tough things here. One of them is that 51st State, like, they're not squishy people. So if you want to try and just like gank people, that's tricky because they're all, you know, they got health pools, armor, all that stuff. You're not currently presenting a lot of damage on your other heroes until later, until you get some more items. Prophet can rotate, that's nice. And then, like, if you go for CC, they can maybe just like outlast it. Maybe you kill the Wraith King and then he comes back, or it's tough. I don't know what I would pick for them here. I'm really not sure.
There were some mids banned by the 51st State, so this could also be a mid pick.
I was
Interesting.
thinking
Ends up being the
Quap.
Quap.
You were
Knock
thinking-
damage, mobility.
They
think
lack
the Puck would be a
area
better play.
CC on Harry Potter's team.
I'm worried. I'm worried for this draft.
They
I
have
think it's
heroes
much
in
harder to execute. It's got less room for error. It
They
can
are-
definitely work, but it's going to be an uphill battle, I think, from minute 0.
They're pretty reliant on the chain
Puck
frost,
bit
I
better
feel,
here.
to kill heroes.
You also have to have the Prophet rotations go according to plan, and they have to be having relatively frequently. What's tougher than all of this, though, is that maybe you can deal with the Wraith King, maybe you can deal with the Earth Spirit. You're probably not dealing with all 3 cores at the same time, and whoever's falling through the cracks is going to be a real thorn on your side as soon as they get their like first item, unless they just like go the wrong items. And even if they do, they might get away with it. Because I feel like the support duo of Spiritbreaker Zeus is really solid. I think it's harder to make. We'll see how it pans out, but I'm a little worried for Glizzy Gobblers currently.
I know that Quaps don't like it when there's a Spirit Breaker in the game, because Quaps really want to like be able to push out lanes by themselves. And so with the Spirit Breaker,
She cannot
in
farm
opposition,
from fog.
Yeah,
Well, sorry, she cannot push from fog.
yeah, so she's gonna have to put herself in danger if she wants to be on the other side of the map pushing out lanes.
It's kind of a recurring theme for the rest of Dire's draft as well. Nobody can push from fog until Prophet gets a Mjolnir. Spawn your Treant, put the Mjolnir active on it. Before then, you kind of just have to show wherever you want to push.
And they smoked again.
Whereas Dire immediately splits up to other lanes.
Similar to
different
last
strategy.
game, we have a smoke coming out from 51st State. They will be running down the mid lane, and Dire are splitting up at the start of the game. Grinnell, do you see anything unusual with the like the
No,
heroes?
this is pretty standard.
Pretty standard. Okay.
Yep.
There'll be a bit of a stare
I-
down mid.
I have big fears that Harry Potter's gonna get rolled over.
Ray King will find a Fury, which will start the fight in the bottom bounty room spot. Lots of stuns coming up from the side of Radiant. They just have more heroes here. Dropping a lot of spells on the Nature's Prophet. He will be the first to go down, going down to the mid-Earth Spirit.
He's still going. Wraith King's still going.
Wraith King all alone, running down this Lich. Drops a second stun, but
On
it's...
top of having more heroes, I think their level 1 is just way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ursa's not going to do anything.
It's
Venge will
interesting.
do a little, but not much. And Treant just like he's a very annoying in the lane, but in a rune scenario, he's completely useless.
It's interesting to see the differences in strategy between these two teams. Radiant smoking up, being together, finding that pick off, whereas Dire are split up at this time, start of the game. Two of their heroes were just sitting under their top tier 2. Maybe they were just scared or something.
We are going to get an even split on bounties.
Nice.
Spiritbreaker starts with charge this time rather than the bash. That's a result of the Rune First Blood opportunity availing itself. It starts with boots as well. I don't think that was the case last time.
So ultimately, the
Venge
lanes
block
will end
top.
up being Ursa 1, Venge 5, Earth Spirit 3, Spiritbreaker 4.
The boots are actually pretty valuable because you just walk away from the Ursa, right? That's probably what they did.
Yeah, there's a couple things that's nice for it. You stay out of the range of Ursa. If you place an Obsword behind, like they seem to be doing, but it's kind of an awkward time for that.
Bottom lane Prophet's getting pretty low.
Because you're
Zeus is
blowing through. I
pushing
like that.
forward. Trying to commit, just dies though to the Lich. Lots of damage coming out.
That's an important kill. It's good.
Yeah.
Spiritbreaker pulling through because they are a double melee matchup and do not want to properly lane fairly against this Ursa. I like this
Oh,
pull
that's
through a lot.
hot.
What Spirit Breaker can also do, and what they probably wanted to do, but because everything happened bottom, it was just awkward. So Spirit Breaker is probably going to be angling to place this ops ward top lane before the small camp, and maybe snipe a courier or two as the laning phase continues.
Who do you feel wins this mid lane?
I think
Actually, sorry to interrupt you. They find a Zeus bottom, drop some slows in the Sprout on him. He gets low, he'll just die in the tower.
this is great for Dire. This is super valuable.
This is
So
what I
much
need to
damage
do.
coming out from Dire in this lane.
If you can punish a hero like Zeus early, and just like really mitigate his impact as a support, that's a big deal.
Yeah, Zeus playing a little bit more confidently than he should be.
So currently the answer is Tiny is crushing.
Up mid.
Yeah, he's getting
Top
pretty
mid.
low.
I said quap.
Oh,
Did I say
my
top or did I say quap? I don't know.
bad. Maybe you said quad, but it sounded like top. Regardless, regardless of what we just saw, even though it's kind of like answering the question, I think Tiny wins it, if nothing else, because like
So
probably
tanky,
trade on
dude.
CS, and then he's just like too tanky to really
Yeah.
die at a quad.
1-1-1 build on Tiny, by the way, is interesting.
I like it.
He's doing a lot of damage.
Killed.
It is true that Tiny has to work harder for rune control. That might end up with some extra rotations coming from the side of Radiant supports, which is appealing when you have a Spirit Breaker for sure. It'll be interesting to see how the 4-minute and 6-minute runes pan out.
Spearburger trying to pull the wave top again, although Venge does get the pull off, so she should be able to keep those creeps in lane. Lotus
Lotus is
spawns,
coming
neither
up.
team going for it.
I know Earth Spirit can grab it real easy, and Dara can grab it bottom real easy.
Yeah, there's
No one's currently prioritizing
I'm
that
going,
much.
I'm going. Spirit Breaker's down.
Could potentially be baiting it in the top lane. That Spearbreaker will pick up the top one, and Zeus is going for the bottom one. Seems like he'll get it.
I will also note Spearbreaker does not want to stay top. I'm assuming they want to hit level 3 and then either portal or just like go middle. But they do not want to stay here. Not
Look at the CS difference mid.
It's adding up already.
Yeah. Oh, bash! Top.
Ah, shit, missed it.
Uh,
He'll find a Venge out of
Spearbreaker
position.
back.
You gotta
and,
complete
Yeah.
that high five. There you go. There you go.
yeah. Spirit Breaker just bash the Venge and then their Spirit rolled in. No spirits. What if he had like an all Spirit draft? How fun would that be?
It's doable.
Moving on. Does Wraith King pause 3? Are you like? Because I know in pause 3 at level 3 you want to have 2 points in Bone Guard. Is the build different when you're carry?
There's a go on bottom. We're just gonna drop some spells on this slow. She should go down. Zeus getting pretty low, but Wraith King's just right there doing so much damage between the Zeus and the Wraith King. Nice little easy double kill for the Wraith King there.
Definitely the guy you wanted on. That's pretty valuable. Also, by the time they come back, he's going to have boots finished, and phase boots is not far off. So this could continue on the side of Wraith.
In response to your question, I think maxing Bodengard is the play. Skeletons just do so much damage early game and in lane.
They let you farm too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the big part.
They're gonna find Avenge top. She was kind of out of position, chasing the spirit, but the bash will come out. That will secure the kill. And they never kill pick up by Radiant.
They're 2k up rate.
That's pretty significant at this at this minute mark.
Yeah.
I think the way you mitigate this is just as Venge, you have to play closer to your Ursa. If they have to commit the whole time on you while someone's building up
So
serious
he's
wipes,
coming out of position
You
in
at
the
least
bottom
turn.
lane. A lot of spells being dropped off. It ends up being the Furion who has to run away from this Wraith King. Hero's getting low on both sides, though. Wraith King still full HP.
These skeletons are starting to hit pretty hard.
South canceled. Get
Salve
wrecked.
cancelled by the skeleton. Does not know the mechanic. Unfortunate.
Oh,
Zeus dies.
Zeus kills
Neutral creep.
himself.
I think that was
with a neutral
intentional.
creep.
That was intentional.
That had to have been
but
intentional.
he had 160 gold left.
And
What about
Six
sentries?
minute rune coming up. Currently have a level advantage on Tiny. Charge coming out. Toss back. Blink committed.
she's pretty
Rune
high
top.
HP under tower.
Yeah, I think
Tiny
she's
has
fine.
no spells. It's a level 3 Spear Breaker. You can't follow this up with anything.
Free rune top.
Both teams have their Glyph of Fortification ready to make potential
Tiny trying to
tower
find this
dive
quap.
plays.
Can he get the toss off? Unable to. That was a dead quap if he managed to find that toss.
Are you sure? I think she still lives.
Get the gal.
Spearbreaker could have followed up. She would have been very low HP. Actually, we have a charge going on mid. Quap blinking out.
Now she's dead.
Avalanche plus the Spirit Charge will do enough damage to bring her down. Just Radiant feels like they can just dive these towers, no issue whatsoever. No rotations coming out from the side of Dire.
7-minute wisdom coming up. Looks like Lich is grabbing it on the side of Dire. Ursa's actually making a run for it. This is sick.
Venge is caught under tower here. She's gonna just go down to tower basically. Spearbreaker is able to come in time, steals it from the Ursa.
Wow.
Ursa left at the last second. Meanwhile, on the bottom shrine, Lich and Zeus man-voting each other. Can this Lich actually survive this? No, the Zeus has the W in time, but with the Quap showing up, she will be able to get the kill, unable to deny himself to the neutrals.
I think Ursa should have just stayed on that wisdom. You man fight the Spearbreaker, you win.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a mistake.
Yeah, I understand. Like you're scared because you're still behind enemy lines, but that's tough.
No, he ran back for it. I think it was just a misposition by him. He just stepped off
Yeah.
of it accidentally.
It's a little late at this point. It's kind of a thing you want to have happen before the Wisdom Rune spawn to begin with, but I would have loved to see Dire supports make any kind of rotation on each other's lanes. Three
Really-
people top or 3 people bottom.
There's
is what you
a
should do.
charge bottom on his Furion, 3 heroes. Quap does the ult on 3, doing a ton of damage. Just managed to get out of the way. Furion does go down. Quap has to blink out. There was a very unfortunate thing that happened in the bot lane. Quap blinked in on the Wraith King under tower as soon as he got his level 6. Like mid blink, he got his level 6. So she just had to back out of there. Couldn't do anything. Yeah.
This Venge is level 3 at 8 minutes. It's gonna be a little rough.
Yeah, she's got a leech somewhere else.
They've planted this Lich in the mid lane, probably to soak XP for his 6. Quap, meanwhile, is just not really sure where to go. Stuck around bottom for a bit, now running back mid. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have a go on the Earth Spirit. It's only level 2 W, so it's pretty long cooldown. Ursa commits the Enrage, tries to find this guy. Able to get him, gets the Dominating. There's a Spirit
Getting
charge
charged though.
coming in.
Wait, they're sitting in magnetized though. Okay, it's over.
I don't think the Spearbreaker is going to have enough damage for this guy. Venge does
He might
have the
get it
stun.
because Ursa. Oh,
He needs to cancel. Yeah.
Ursa had no ult. It makes sense to cancel, but there was a possibility he gets it.
I have a Zeus showing up mid. Gets very low HP from the combined, what is that? Frostblast and Nature's Prophet. We have a go on bottom as Earth Spirit TP's down there.
Meteor Hammer.
Has the Meteor Hammer now, doing a ton of damage to this Furion. He's going to try and run away, but the tick damage from the Meteor Hammer will bring him down.
He's
Interesting
memeing, dude.
pickup.
Meteor Hammer Earth Spirit. Oh wow, I haven't seen that in years. He's in.
We have a go on the Venge bottom, low HP, sitting under vision under those Wraith Kings. We have a Lich dying in the mid lane. But Venge was able to get out of there. Ooh,
Now
the
Quap's getting dove.
boulder almost gets the Venge. Meanwhile, in the mid lane,
dead, right?
dive on the
Yeah, he's dead.
clock. Tiny.
Oh no!
Combo
No.
It was even a double kill because of the Zeus.
with Thunder Gods will bring it down. Ends up being 4 kills. On
Wait,
this
wait,
side.
Turn's dead.
Fury and TP's in.
Oh no!
Oh no.
It is a
disaster.
5-man wipe at 10
What?
minutes.
I haven't had an opportunity to say it when it came to me 2 minutes ago, but Dire has really been struggling to make use of this Prophet being able to TP on other people's plays, but other people aren't really making plays. It's kind of awkward that the Quap roamed with her Sonic when she did bottom lane where Prophet already is, instead of maybe going
way
top
around.
and then Prophet can
Yeah.
come too.
Quap
There's
blinks
7K in 10
in
minutes.
offensively into level 7 Air Spirit or level 8 Wraith King. That's not really the heroes you want to be blinking in on. She's going to get pretty low to the Magnetize. She blinks away, that she should be far enough away from a reapplication of that. Actually, we... Damn, did he get that with the Stone Remnant?
That was last tick of Magnetize.
There's the last
Oh,
tick of
last
them.
tick. Yeah, alright. I thought she was alive from that, damn. Magnetize does a lot of damage.
I will say I'm a big fan of Ursa not going Battle Fury. I'm glad it's
You can't afford to.
We have a go
Yeah,
on mid. Nature's Prophet just out of position. Zeus showing up. Another kill. Seems like just it's collapsing so rapidly.
Zeus
for
went from
Radiant.
level 5 to level 8 in 2 minutes. with all those kills.
They keep bringing heroes to this mid lane. Venge now running into the meat grinder. Just so much magic damage from these two heroes. She will go down. They need to stop running heroes into the mouth of this Tiny.
Oh,
Part of the issue they're having is they feel like the only thing that like primes them for playmaking is the Sonic Wave.
Prophet
It can do more
TPs.
than just off the Sonic Wave, but that's what they're doing.
Prophet TP's tried to find the low HP Zeus. Kind of ballsy play. Ends up not finding
he's
it.
dead.
4 heroes on the side of Radiant rotating to bring him down.
A lot of really fragmented plays.
A big issue with the Furion is that the Radiant team has so much mobility that they can just either get out of the Sprout or they can just rotate in really fast. So I don't think
If the play is good, that's not inherently an issue. But right now the execution is not up to snuff. There's not enough people.
We have to go on Wraith King top. Ursa does have the defusal, burning Wraith King's mana. He does not have mana for ult. He does have. Oh, actually, he has the Lotus, so he. Oh, I think he cast a spell. He cast Bone Guard. He didn't have mana. What a huge misplay by the Wraith King. He had the mana. He would have survived after the Wraith, but he used Bone Guard.
Oh, he would have.
Yep, they dropped.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's a good catch.
There.
Boo this man.
Boo earns.
Tiny's on the offensive now, farming aggressively.
Trying to find a co-op. This Ursa, I'd say, is probably like the strongest, most dangerous hero on Dire right now, so being able to punish him lower him a little bit.
I don't know that that's true.
I have a lot of heroes rotating top. Glitch coming in, no mana for Chain Frost though. He's basically a creeper at this point. Tiny finds the Ursa, easy kill. Earth Spirit meanwhile, just tons of damage. Dire just not having the resources to do anything there. A lot of tanky heroes on the side of Radiant.
Tiny went first item Hyperstone.
Moonshard. First item, Moonshard.
Well, he went Hyperstone first. Oh,
That's
I guess he
a
has
pretty ballsy first item. I guess you do that when you're a 703.
That's bad.
Not a care in the world.
I'll say it. It's bad. They're gonna win with it, in all likelihood. That's a throw. That's a great.
Zeus is
Venge is
meanwhile
still
just
not fixed
running
yet.
down this Venge. It's level 5 Venge, man. Prophet TP's in to try and protect the Venge. Venge does die. Zeus getting low. Prophet trying to run him down. What?
Oh my god, they got him.
Blinks in, gets the E. Kills this Zeus. Mega 5 streak going down. At least they get something.
That's the third time they've gone into Zeus.
End up being the 700 gold swing.
It's a good person to go on. It's their best target.
We have his dive, his charge mid on the Fury, and he's out of position. He'll go down. Chain Frost being committed. First time we've seen it. The Skeletons, though, taking a lot of the damage, and the Earth Spirit's just able to roll away. So, not a useful.
Ursa got Diffusal, which we like. Given that Ursa Diffusal is finished, plays need to happen together as a team. I want to see either people coming to the Ursa or Ursa joining up with their team, making plays happen. You don't just want to keep passively farming with this. So I hope they group up shortly, make some smoke plays, get something done.
Yeah, they need this Ursa to really fight into Radiant. Tiny
Venge
uses his spells to farm the wave. Ursa's just on top of him.
Ursa.
Tiny has literally nothing. He has a big stick though. 20 stick.
Nice.
Chooses not to use it.
Punished.
Big misplay by
1100
Tiny.
gold.
However, we do
Ursa
have a
needs to
charge
leave,
in. Zeus does not have Thunder Gods, so they're lacking that damage here. Fury does TP
ulted,
in to
though.
try and protect him. And Rage comes out on the Spirit Breaker. Able to survive for now, trying to run away. Earth Spirit trying to keep this Ursa in place.
Oh, the meteor
Drops
hammer.
the Meteor
Oh, no.
Hammer. Ursa unable to do anything. Will go down. Earth Spirit meanwhile TPing away from this Fury. And Zeus
Walker
going
with
down
Sonic.
to the right clicks of Fury. It's Quap now.
Oh, gets out.
Blinks in.
Everything's here.
She does have the Sonic Wave. With the Wraith King here though, I don't know if they see him yet.
Bench fence.
They probably don't want to commit
Oh,
to
Venge
it.
got 6!
Quite a low
Nice.
HP.
Catch.
Earth
Big
Spirit on the
catch.
side, and they sprout the Wraith King in with the Fury, and he probably doesn't want to be there, although he gets Lich Armored.
It's fine.
They're going to zone this guy. He does not have a Blink Dagger, he does have that Radiance though. Fury and TP's out in front of his
the
face.
TP. Yeah, but the rest of the team is dead now.
Yeah, Venge just getting crit the crossfire. Tiny tree grab thrown onto the quad will bring her down. And we have a Chain Frost, but there's just so many creeps here. It won't do anything.
Bone guard. Creeps.
It looked really good on the side of Dire. It ends up only being a 200 gold swing going the way of Radiant, 600 XP swing. I'd say that
Could have been better. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, they get
Some
levels in
really
gold.
nice kills to get for Dire for sure. Started with a huge punish by Ursa on the Tiny in that Moonshard. I don't know exactly how it started, but feel like it probably doesn't happen if he's got a Blink Dagger. Like, he's supposed to.
Yeah, actually, the recap doesn't show the Tiny going down, so I believe that Dire did end
so
up
long ago.
winning that trade.
Alright, Quap building Dagon. We already knew that. I think
Ursa gets Blink Dagger.
Quap's supposed to get Blade Mail here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Furion's dead.
They will find a Furion bottom. He has no kind of defensive items. Slow to health. The BM Beam Hammer dropping in on his face. He will die before it lands. Take it.
No, he was trying to TP out. They had to stop it.
Yeah.
That wasn't the theme.
He was silenced, wasn't he?
I'm not
Was
sure.
he?
I don't think so.
No, I saw him. Do
It was a fine usage.
Based on previous Meteor Hammer usages, it wasn't BM.
Dire's bottom tower is in
This
danger.
guy just rolls on people in meteors. Unless it's BM every time, it wasn't BM that time. We have a blink on Ursa. I like this blink. Again, I want to see them making plays with it. TPing bottom. Presumably just for the farm, but I'd like to see
Yeah, they're taking Torn bottom, 4 heroes.
Yeah, that would have been a big opportunity for
pretty
Dire
low.
to plan around.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed that. We haven't seen any smokes from Dire, have we? Have we seen any smokes from Radiant either? I don't think anybody has smoked this game.
At the start of the game, there was a Radiant smoke.
Okay, yeah, that one, but that doesn't really count.
Pre-game.
That doesn't really count now.
They will charge on this Ursa bottom, who's farming the wave. Bash is coming out,
Crazy
chain
bashes.
stunning him, followed up by the silence.
To be clear,
He
Ursa
goes
was
down.
dead anyway, but yeah, that's unlucky.
I mean, you could have enraged at the very least. Venge, meanwhile, is trying to save him, gets caught out of position. Will go down.
Prophet also getting gone on top. Gets the Zeus first, but it's not looking good.
There's also a charge following this Furion. I don't know if it's
the tree
necessary.
Oh,
Tree will come
damn.
Brings him down.
Something. That's karmic justice or something, right?
Is
Dying
it?
by your own Treant. That's
Yeah.
maybe not deserved in this game, but the hero Nature's Prophet deserved that for sure.
Mhm. Suffering for all your Nature's Prophet players in the world.
Yeah.
Can they do anything here?
We have an
Let's
invasion of
out from
Dire's
Monday.
triangle. Wraith King stuns up the Lich. Spearbreaker charge will follow up. Lich getting pretty low. A lot of creeps here. You might get denied, actually. Does get denied by the little
Oh, that's
dinosaur.
crazy blink.
Ursa blinks in, finding the Spearbreaker. Gets pushed out by the
but-
Earth Spirit, though. They're trying to kite this Ursa while his enrage goes down, and yep, he's just out of position. No Venge swap to
Lich
save
died
him.
to the Ancients as well.
Yep, got the deny
I
off.
think he got aggroed by the one that roots. I'm not sure. I didn't see it.
No, it was the little dinosaur.
To their top. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah. If I can find it.
They're struggling to
19K
stem the
energy
bleeding.
mix.
One or two people get picked, and
Ancient
then
Bumblehead.
yeah, it just keeps happening. Struggling to regroup and make cohesive plays together.
There is little
Radiant position.
And I
pretty
don't think you go
aggressive.
now while Ursa's dead. I think they're positioning too far. Prophet gets gone on.
have fortified their structures against attack.
That's why you get the Meteor Hammer. Able to follow up stun that Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Tiny's just slow sieging this tower. The Ursa if the Ursa only just now coming in, and with the Furion dead, I don't
And
know.
now
if they're
you're
gonna
trying to fight
affect
without
this.
Prophet potentially.
Yeah. They will.
Oh.
Popples jump in, gets immediately exploded. Ursa follows up, has the enrage. A lot of spells being committed on him during the enrage. Tiny getting pretty low. Tiny will go down actually. Prophet buys back to this fight. Tons of damage coming out, just killing off all these Dire heroes. Meanwhile, on Radiant, they doesn't feel like they're taking any kind of damage other than that Tiny. So far, it's a 1 for 5.
1 for 6
1
now.
for
Ursa
6.
bye.
Two buybacks.
Ursa buys back, blinks in on this Zeus.
Uh-oh.
There's a Wraith King right there, but it's going to be a little difficult. Gets stunned up, no enrage for a little while. He's actually going to be let to live. Ooh, Spearbreaker
Yeah,
charging in.
about
This
that.
could be close. The
Nice.
instant Jinx
Nice play.
is stunned by the Lich. Cancels it. Zeus in the back getting killed by the Quap. We have a Lich
Public
buyback
game.
as well. Massive fights coming in. Quap gets found by the Raking Earth Spirit.
This has kind of been a recurring theme for Quap, where she blinks in
get
and then
dropped
just immediately gets punished. A lot of
Yeah.
blinks that shouldn't have happened.
I thought she was going to go on the Spear.
That one makes sense because the BM is more important than your life. That one I completely support. But the one before that, a little more questionable.
Ends up being 4 buybacks on the side of Dire, so a 3 for 9.
25k up at 21 minutes.
600 gold swing, 3,400.
And I'll say it again. What are Radiant doing? They could group. They're strong.
Wait, look at these wards mid.
What words?
That is a lot of
Oh,
words.
whoa. What's up with that?
They're all by the same hero too.
Is that who drew the circle? Is that us?
I did. That was me.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm like, that's a frowny face. I feel like they did that for us.
Tiny's
right?
looking at the
Is that what that was
experience.
for? I don't know. It's not the most optimal vision setup, but you gotta respect.
Spearbreaker's
You gotta
found
respect
bottom.
this
Is surrounded by multiple heroes. Ursa will blink and... Oh, do they
Shut
don't
up,
have any
Blade.
vision?
Don't let him get out.
Oh no, it was backed by the Avenger. And he's allowed to run
that's
away.
tough.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, they
And
find
now
this
he's charging
period.
profit too, right? Oh, it was middle.
Profit's just going down. What a disaster.
this is
Preferring
Not
to
having
have
vision.
tangos instead of the dust. The tangos is rough.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Ben's building up Aether Lens. I think that needed to be like a Force Staff or a Glimmer.
Staff.
Either or, and then get the other one. Both are super important. But yeah, your problems are too big to... Their problems are very big.
I mean, Tiny's a big problem. He's pretty big.
And frankly, they should not even have this time. We as casters should not have time to ruminate on it. The game should already be over.
We have a charge
Like,
mid.
Radiant are wasting so much time, to be clear.
On the Lich.
They're wasting so much time.
Tiny will run at this
Hey,
Lich. Just burst him
There it
down.
is.
28,000 gold at 22 minutes.
More than 1,000 gold per minute. That's
What
crazy.
what does Radiant need that they don't already have? They could have already been like high ground, taken 2 sets of racks already. The game could have already been over, but they've just like they're so far ahead, but they've wasted so much time.
There's going to be a fight in the Dire Triangle. Ursa pops Enrage defensively. Meanwhile, huge charge in front of the Spearbreaker finds 3 heroes. They're going to be able to burst down the supports of Dire really quickly. Quap, meanwhile, getting super low, gets killed by the Earth Spirit in the back. Ursa's trying to run for his life. His whole team is dead. They're just going to run him down into the base. There's no getting away from this Earth Spirit.
They're on diebacks too.
That will be a 5 for 0 on Diabacks. 31k net worth lead now for the side of Radiant. I don't think Dire has any answers for these big cores on Radiant.
Wraith King has double the net worth of the Ursa. Wow.
Oh yeah, I should probably put on net worth. Whoops. Yeah, the Spearbreaker is ahead of all the cores of Dire. Just never stomp in this game. They will take 2 sets of racks. The third is protected bottom. They actually nice swap by the Spearbreaker. Tons of damage coming down by the Zeus though. Dire is forced to run back into the base. Vendril got out of position. Goes down. Meanwhile, Wraith King blinks in, finds the Fury, trying to run away from the Meteor. He will, but died to the Wraith King instead. Meanwhile, Pop blinks offensively. Gets taken down. Dire just left sitting in their fountain. Trying to defend. Lich trying to find the Zeus, can't even find him.
He's farming.
This Tiny is griefing, man. This guy's griefing.
He wants to get all the racks, dude.
Ursa smokes up. TP's behind
His team,
He's
his
trying to make
team
a
is
play.
where they're supposed to be.
Ursa doing a pretty sick play, actually. TPing in behind the Zeus. Blinks in. Oh, the instant reaction by the Zeus!
Wow.
Unable to get him.
Quap was setting that up too, and it just fell through.
They are flabbergasted on the side of Dire. I'm pretty sure this team's giving up. They're just playing for fun at this point.
Good news is that they're clearly having fun. Oh! Just keeps, never ends. They can't get this guy.
Oh, the
they can't get this
dodge!
guy!
Who is this guy?
Blink, 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 blink.
They got him!
Fucked
It's
you absolute
huge!
bozo.
They can turn this around now. Wraith can getting
Skill
low.
issue, Nick. Just
Fortune
uninstall.
Fury dies in the back.
Holy
Ursa
fuck.
kills the
If
claw.
I was Nick, I could not show my face in public for at least 6 months. That's embarrassing.
The game is breaking down here in the chat.
Absolutely shameful behavior.
Zeus just styling all over this Dire team.
That's gonna be it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Maybe
sure.
they want to farm some more, you know?
Oh, the Fortify? Is this the turnaround?
Fortify?
Is there a base race going on?
There's the GG.
Finally, a GG will come out. It'll end up being a 2 for 0, going 51st States way. And Harry Potter and the Gizzard Goblets will be going down to the lower brackets. They're still in this playoffs, but I believe they'll be facing our pause one as a legend at some point in the future.
51st State will be, yeah.
Hopefully, 51st State plays against someone who punishes first item Moonshard Tiny. That's gross and yucky.
Anyway, not sure if we could do much of analysis on this one. It was pretty similar to last game, I'd say. Dire
We
unable
didn't
to come up
analyze
with
the
an answer.
cosmetics. We didn't get a chance to do that
Yeah,
during the
that's
draft.
unfortunate.
It's a little,
So
little tricky.
next week, HPGG is going to play Mud Boys, the team that we played against last week.
All right.
Should be a pretty fun matchup to watch.
Yeah. It will be pretty interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching our casting of this game. I've been joined by Granola and Sari. I'm Anthony. Thanks for being with us. See you all next time.
Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye.